Good day, everyone, and welcome to the GMologist Presents. We are continuing Stream Rolla and I
Hello.
with our RPG A Day 2025 mini podcasts, videos, what have you, kind of shorts. And today is
Do you know
day
what,
six.
Carl?
What?
We are about to overcome
Yes.
the obstacle of trying to figure out what to talk about.
And that is our prompt, overcome, which is also very interesting, right? Overcoming challenges in our games that we throw at people, me as a GM, or overcoming the challenge that the GM dishes out upon you as a player. So what kind of,
Or as a player, overcoming the odds of either the character that you rolled up doesn't fit the scene well and you have to work within the parameters of the game, or you walked into like a one-shot game and you had to pick a character that you don't know and you had to overcome how you're going to play a character you've never played before.
yeah, that's true. Like in a one shot, how are you gonna settle into this character if it's a new game, especially overcoming the challenge of learning a new game?
Can I give you an example?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, in our AD&D game, I'd never played a magic user before.
Oh yeah,
So I'd never played um AD&D before.
I know.
So
We went old school there.
very old school. So not having the ability to pick certain things, I had to overcome. Okay, I I can have a pet that I can use with my magic spell, but I didn't get to choose it.
Yeah,
The
it's like
die chose
random.
it. So I
Yeah.
had to overcome the fact that right, I had overcome the fact that I didn't get to choose an animal. And then the animal that I chose, I had no idea what to do with it. But now I would dare say, I love Bufo.
Yeah, you
I
just
think
kind of fall
Bufo,
into the role.
he's right. I mean, you learn how to adapt to it,
Yeah, it's very
obviously, and
interesting. Like,
overcome it.
and I think that's what I like about the old school games is that they don't necessarily um, scaling. The world is dangerous. Scaling is and balance is not necessarily a thing, right? I would say in the more modern games like D&D 3.5, 3.5 on up, right? It's expected that when you get to a certain level, you have these type of magic items so that when you're fighting the creature that needs magic items, you're going to have it. I mean, and sometimes that's not the case, so you have to scramble around. And I think it's great to
Mhm.
me as a GM to see how player characters deal with that. I mean, you guys have had to deal with that in AD&D, and specifically your a couple of the characters, your
Right.
character included, didn't have magical weapons to affect a particular creature, but you use spells to really help,
No,
use magic items to really help uh,
I had a whip.
level the playing field,
Oh
level the
no, a
playing
rope. I
field.
have I have a magical rope.
Yeah, to
Oh
level the
yeah,
playing field
but
really, or in the web, right? It was a great use, tactical,
mhm.
tactically change the battlefield so the player characters could overcome that challenge, which I think is fun and a good
Right.
use of wits. I also like in a Hyperborea game that I ran at a convention. There was a creature that attacked him only hurt by silver or magic weapons, so they improvised and they grabbed a magical chainmail and used it as like a improvised weapon. If it's magical, and they threw it to the person most likely to hit with it, like the raging berserker, and he smashed the hell out of this creature. So it's really fun to see how players can improvise when the challenge is not when things aren't necessarily scaled. Um, yeah, no one likes to like a no-win situation. I get that, but I think a lot of players appreciate, or at least I've been told, players love to win by the skin of their teeth where they're bloodied with their vanquished foes defeated around them, but they have won the day, right? So,
Hmm.
but and I even and recently, we've been playing this Enemy Within campaign for a very long time, and this is a mild. Well, I'll try to unspoil or make it as less spoily as possible, but it was like a dungeon crawl, and I thought it was still very exciting when the player characters got to the end of this dungeon crawl and found what they were looking for in the dungeon, and it was like because it's such a important and pertinent item in the verse, and they're like, wow, I know what this is, and we overcame the challenges in this dungeon and found it, and wow, our characters are touching this item. It's kind of cool. So it was a
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
really good session, and amazingly, like we've been playing for over 4 years, the Enemy Within campaign, and it was still exciting and fresh. And I think that was very because players kind of won the challenge, and they was very happy about it. So that is the end result. I
Mhm.
think overcoming the challenge. There's a big huzzah or hooray at the end of the encounter or game. Or I mean, when you guys took down that Yuan Ti, who was very tough, especially in the way that you guys did it in the birthday game. I thought that was really neat. The way you defeated the last boss in the your birthday game, that was really cool.
Mhm.
That was really cool. Died
That
died
was fun.
laughing. Uh,
Correct. And that was interesting because didn't you tell us that although we hit all three of the parts we were supposed to, we did them out of order?
yeah, you did him out of order. Well,
So
what was great
in a
too.
way you had to overcome us
Yeah.
going off
Yeah, I had
rails,
a,
which
that's true. That's true. I did. And I usually have to do that sometimes. Overcome the challenge as a GM of players going off the rails. But I thought it was neat about your birthday game is that when a player is getting a little frustrated because all the spells were being saved by the big bad because he had like a magic resistance ability, and he finally got a spell through, and it was a pretty powerful spell for that level, and just incapacitated him so that the stabby roguey guy was able to finish him off. So I thought that was really good.
Mhm.
It was really good.
Absolutely. Or on we have to dial it all the way back to free RPG day when they were handing out the modules, and I think it was
Oh, right.
White Castle or White Rock
It
or
was a Castle White Rock
Yes, I was
prologue.
getting there. But we had to overcome the obstacle by figuring out the puzzle.
Oh, that was great. That was very satisfying to me because I gave you this puzzle, and puzzles are hit and miss sometimes, but you guys as the players, because I gave you a choice, like, do you want me to give you some hints if you roll some of your abilities? And you're like, no, no, we want to figure this out. So you kind of wrote down the hints, discussed amongst yourselves, and figured out how to overcome this puzzle, which I thought, beat that
Mhm.
challenge, which is kind of nice. It was very
Because,
satisfying to see that to me as a GM.
oh yeah, I mean, sometimes the best part of playing a game is overcoming our own personal obstacles that we put there.
Hmm.
Like, oh,
Hmm.
I'm too tired. I don't want to pay that much attention to solve a riddle. Or I don't know that I'm smart enough to figure that riddle out. Or I don't know this character well enough to play it.
Yeah, but it was a team effort. It's a team effort. We had like a brand new
Mhm.
player who'd never played before, only heard about it and seen it, and I thought that was really good. It was really neat to for that to happen, right? So,
Right. I think my point was that it's not always overcoming obstacles in the game, but
mm,
overcoming obstacles that we as people have.
that's true. Yeah, sometimes there's trepidation when we meet a new group, you know, right?
Or not even just that. You've had a bad day at work and you want to overcome your frustration and anger and get it out. And in a game you can do that.
Yeah, this is true.
So it's not just overcoming in a game, but sometimes it's overcoming personal situations
So
by
sometimes gaming can be therapeutic. I guess we're gonna have to draw in the arcane alienist for a discussion about that.
or Dr. Phil. We could just
No,
call Dr. Phil.
not Dr. Phil. All right.
They
Okay.
can comment down below if they think we should
No,
call Dr. Phil.
he's not. He lost his license apparently. All right. Anyway, he's just a TV personality, but
I was just
we know
joking.
some real psychologists who can really help with that or analyze the
Well, I would
psychology.
think that he believes that as well because he also games.
Probably the arcane alienist. You mean?
Yes,
Yep. Okay. Well, shout
we
out to
have
the arcane
we
alienist.
we have Dr. Arcane Alienist.
Yep. Many
Although that
doctors,
that is a whole huge mouthful. So we're gonna just have to call him
doctors.
Doctor.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Anyways,
that should be it for now. We are rambling.
we are.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good night.
Good rolling.
Bye bye.